The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's All-Star event here with the Digital Sim Racing League. I'm your host. My name is K.R. Stolfus. Thank you very much, everyone, for stopping on by and saying hello. Come on in, sit on down, have a fun night of racing. I want to thank all y'all for coming out to this All-Star event right here on the Digital Simsports Network, the Dirt Racing League, however you want to call it. Roger gets mad at me sometimes. I make things up. Anyways, it's going to be a good night of racing. Qualifying is underway. Best time at a 29.82 from Layton. Gidman going to shut it down. Michael Arch up into second. Go on board with Seth Winsing. And the number 5, Seth, heading for the start-finish line. And the number 5 moving up into 4th. Just a few drivers who haven't posted a time yet. 16 drivers in total in this open session, stage 1 for tonight's All-Star event. Total of 3 stages for the event here tonight. Stage number 1 is for all of the drivers who did not qualify or auto lock in for stages 2 and 3. And then at the end of this stage 1 of 35 laps, we'll move on to stage number 2. We'll have to change servers for that. And we'll switch over to where everyone is in locked in and ready to go. Qualifying just about done here. Thomas Brandner, the only driver who has not posted a qualifying time yet. Our qualifying session, only 5 minutes long. We're down to final few minutes. So that will do it for qualifying. That is our qualifying order for tonight. Aylin, Michael, Noah, Seth, Ross, pick up your top 5. With that being said, we're going to step away for the anthem real quick. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with our starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats. And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As our drivers are taking to the grid, that means it is time to go through the night's starting lineup. On the front row for this one, with a quick time of 29.826, is Galen Gidman. To his outside is Michael Larch. Row number 2, Noah Bowen. And we also have on the outside Seth Davidson. Row number 3 going to be Ross Cato and Adam Finney. Row 4, Aaron Lloyd and Larry Lee. Row number 5, Kevin Spalding and Roger Wagner. Row 6 going to be Ryan Kamba and Scott King. Row number 7, Brock Bigelow and Michael Evert. Row number 8, our final row here tonight, will be Cody Stidham and Thomas Rander. And Rander did not make it to the grid. As the field makes its way, 35 laps here for stage number 1. And we're going to send these guys off. Let them go. Onto the front stretch, pace car out of the way. Green flag is out. Galen on the throttle. Michael driving it just as well. The door into turn number 1. The inside lane already falling apart very quickly. Galen seems to have it well in hand without any support. And single file the first few cars down the backstretch into turn number 3. 94 out to the early lead. 5 of Seth up 2 spots already. Got a great start, but under attack. Michael Lark trying to get underneath him. First lap in the books. On the Chicagoland backstretch, the arched backstretch. Galen in one corner falls to 4th. Michael taking over the top spot in the 48. Plenty of room to make it work here for the moment. Adam Vinny slotting into second in the 64. Lot of cars moving forward and back, and our biggest mover so far here in just a few laps is Kobe, up 8 spots to be in 7th place. Michael in the 48 falling very quickly towards the back of the field. So once again, we're seeing some more drivers quickly advance, but then fall back. Kobe steady march to the front. Adam Vinny in the top spot in the 64, trying to open up a bit of a gap. Vinny. That's about a 0.8-second lead over the rest of the field. Kevin Spalding already 1 lap down in the 25. And Thomas Brandner, who I believe started from pit road, up 8 spots as well. Yeah, I missed him making the call to the grid. Thought he started from pit lane. Might have just missed it, but man, they are scattering themselves all over this track on the front stretch. This track really, truly never has a straightaway. You're constantly in a circle of some sort. 35 laps for an opening segment. Already working lap number 8. We've been green to flag so far. I do want to say that drivers do have 1 set of tires that they can make a pit stop and put tires on their race car. There is no mandatory pit stop here in the first stage. Because in the middle of the pack, it looks like everyone's still fighting for their life. Adam Vinny leading the most laps so far. He got out in front and looks like he's trying to settle in. Second place going to Galen for the moment. Seth Lansing, Garrett Boyd in 4th. While Noah Bowman trying to work underneath Roger Wagner in the 31. Good hard racing, mixing it up all over in the mid-pack here. Rock in the 27. This quarters racing with the 24, Thomas. That was not Thomas, that was Noah Bowman. Thomas here trying to pull away from the 2-wide racing. Garrett Boyd, Roger Wagner up on the high side. As Adam Vanny's starting to feel a little bit of pressure from the 94 of Galen. Best lap of Adam Vinny was a 30.18. Last time I turned a 31.21. So already losing a second off the pace. Here we go, battle for the race lead. Galen taking a peek to the inside. Adam fighting back on the outside. To the line they come, and Galen going to lead that lap. But Adam Vinny, with a good head of steam, goes into the corner with the race lead. But down on the bottom, Galen going to try and roll through the corner, carry some momentum. Give him a little hip check for good measure. Galen continues to work down on the inside. Seth going to close in on these guys while they battle door to door. Their fight for the race lead could become a 3-car battle. And Galen pulls out in front of the 64 to take over the top spot once again. Seth taking a peek to the inside of Adam Vinny. Watch out just a little bit, able to carry some momentum off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Well, Galen trying to check out. Driver's slowing down here. To get to about a 1.5 to 2 seconds off the pace, you're really going to want those tires. With 19 laps to go and the possibility of this running flag to flag without a yellow. Might be time to think a little conservatively. One driver who has been on the march to the front, that is Kobe Stidham. Kobe finding himself in 5th place, now trying to take over 4th. He's had that steady march forward. 10 spots started on our final row, row number 8. As Brock Bigelow and Scott King on to pit road. Green flag pit stops happening. And around goes to 64. Adam Vinny spinning, yellow flag coming out just as green flag pit stops were beginning. Kevin Spaulding, Larry Moody, Scott King going to find themselves trapped a lap down. But the yellow flag coming out for Adam Vinny as he spins. Take a look here and just drivers not wanting to give up. Both fighting for the same spot, the 5 and the 64. So just a gentle spin for the 64. Sure, not going to be happy about it. But at least no contact with the wall. Now that the yellow flag has come out, I think everyone's going to have a shot. Come down pit road. With that 1.5 second fall off coming into play, everyone will make a stop for tires. Ryan Kamba has a cheering section. How you doing, Kenneth Forstner? Ryan Kemba entering pit road in 8th place. We'll see how his pit stop stacks up for him. Off the pit road, a 2-tire stop for Kobe. Going to give him the race lead. Kemba gaining some spots on pit road, coming off in 6th. So green flag pit stops not happening. Pit stops under yellow being completed by the field. We'll see Kobe Stidham on a 2-tire gamble take over the race lead. Kevin Spaulding, Larry Moody, and Scott King all being trapped a lap down, probably going to stay out. Cycle around past the pace car and get back on the lead lap. Lights have gone out on the pace car. Guys, let me know who you were cheering for. We got 2 for Kemba now. Ryan Kemba cheering section is growing. Say hello. Let me know who you're cheering for. Cheer loudly, cheer often. If you do have negative things to say, make sure they're kid-friendly. But this is racing. You're allowed to cheer and boo. See a bad move that deserves your boo? Fly. Just don't boo the broadcaster. He's very sensitive. His feelings will get hurt, and then he will cry. It usually happens. I've seen it. 64 all day as the green flag comes out. We get back underway. 17 laps to go. '64 of Adam Vinny going for a spin, bringing out the yellow flag. Now he's going to try and recover some lost ground. Finds himself back in 9th. The 2-tire stop for Kobe has him out in front. How long can he hold off 4 tires? Did he take care of his left side tires good enough? That yellow flag did cause a nice reset. Interesting turn of events in the timing and scoring. Not sure how this is going to play out, but very interesting how we have timing and scoring. I'm showing Rock Bigelow as the race leader. Just go ahead and ruin my day, won't you? Not even using this program. It's gonna pop up like that. Oh, it's a comedy of errors. The old goat number 31. Let's check in on Roger Wagner. You know what? I don't feel like checking in on him. Holy cow. Although Kobe continues to lead. I like Roger. He's a good cat. Probably gonna go hang out at the lake with him one time this year. Oh, we got one sideways. And round goes the 48 and hard impact into the wall. So yellow flag going to come out. And the 48 nosing into the wall. A little bit of contact there. See if we can't figure out what happened. I'm trying to set this up so that I guess I'm not going to be able to show it other than just this little bit. Just make contact. This stuff's getting to be a pain. Always a pain. Garrett Boyd, Michael Larch on pit road have been for an extended amount of time, so trouble for the 21 as well. Go on a far chase from the 48. See if we can get it to work. Yeah, just I don't know. This program's kind of being buggy right now. It's supposed to. On my side of things, if I click the button that goes to the replay, it's supposed to back up 5 seconds from where I'm clicking the event, and the event is the yellow flag coming out. It's not backing up 5 seconds. Definitely not 5 seconds. Either way, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Only 11 cars find themselves on the lead lap right now. Brock is now our race leader. Brock to the front. Brock being scored in 10th as the race leader. Kobe scored as the race leader, showing in 2nd on track. And then scoring, only having an heyday with this one. Kobe trying to take a peek to the inside. Got to run off the turn number 2. Gonna send it into 3. Carry that run down on the bottom. And Kobe taking over the top spot. So close quarters racing. Kobe, one of the only drivers on 2 tires, or I should say the only driver on 2 tires. Throwing a block on the 27. Things are starting to get heated here as we're down to less than 10 laps to go here in stage 1. 6 laps to go. Kobe with that 2-tire stop gained a bunch of track position after working his way forward. Yellow flag came out due to a spin. Used that to his advantage. 2-tire stop. Now he's out in front. Survived 1 restart. Taking over the race lead as the 94 Galen got into the wall a little bit, trying to go into turn 3, trying to arc it into the corner. Adam Vinny, after a spin in the 64, a slow march to the front. He has cracked the top 5. Pressure from behind from Ross Cato. Sliding into second. Brock not giving up on it just yet. Crosses him up, slides down to the inside. Right along that apron. Drifts up a little sideways. Maybe losing the air contact for third. 94 and the 24 getting very handsy with each other. And 3 wide into the corner. This is a battle for second. Brock crushes the wall but holds on to it. Nobody's watching all this go on behind him and saying thank you very much. I'll see y'all later as he tries to check out. It's a 3-wide battle with the 5 really sailing it off in there, trying to slide job, can't quite make it stick. Final lap though, 36 trying to fend them off, starting to come under heavy pressure. Brock and Galen going at it side by side into the final corner. And here they come off of turn number 4 to get the checkered flag. Everyone's scrambling for the line. And Kobe going to pick up the win. Kobe Stidham picking up the win here in our 35 lap scramble in the All-Star Open. All right, let's take a look at our results for this one. If they're going to work, not working. Great, I love it. Number 5's name is Juan Singh. Okay. I can do that. Seth Juan Singh. Seth Juan Singh. All right, let's see if we can't get a word in with... Well, there's Roger now. Let's talk to Roger. How you doing, Roger?
Doing all right, man. Good show so far, buddy.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Oh, no. I was kind of keeping one eye up there and one eye on the guys in front of me. That's how I hit the wall twice.
Oh, yeah, we weren't too worried about what you were doing. Old men with walking sticks, we don't care about in race cars.
Well, then I don't know what you say about guys on walkers. So, you know.
They're even slower.
Now, real quick, I want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors that helped put this all on all season. Fitz Automotive, Midwest Barbecue, Timber Creek Homes, Beef O'Brady's, Scott King Designs, Edmund Trophy and Awards. Everybody that's helped us all season long get these cars out on the track, get these guys to race the way they do, because we make it a challenge every single week when we limit the tires, limit the fuel. Right there, a lot of guys are really close to running out coming to the checkers right there because we ran a few caution laps and it still burns fuel. And some of us tried to cut it really close because we could take a little weight out of the car. And yeah, I ran out coming off turn 4, and I know a couple other guys ran out right when they got to the line. But a big shout out to everybody that helps us put this on. Next season is going to be a lot more fun. Getting ready for the big show. This is when everybody's got to really, they did this for data. Now they're going to do it for all the money, all the prizes. So next server will be a little different. The first race is a big heat race, 35 laps. They have to make a 4-tire pit stop under green. And then the last 20 laps, that's the dash for cash. So hope everybody's enjoying it. I know I have, and we're going to keep going.
All right, man. The track, tell me a little bit about the track conditions out there and how you feel that the setups are working for everyone.
Well, the track started to get a little rubbery, and I could feel that it was getting a little bit greasy in a couple spots. But then in turn 3 and 4, it actually settled down. The car was really good towards the last 10, 12 laps of that run. But I don't know what to expect here. The rubber's going to stay on the track. We're just going to keep building it up. We'll just have to see what everybody else does.
All right, Roger. Well, tell us a little bit. How many people in this open event transfer into the rest of it?
Everybody that wasn't already qualified through got to qualify through. We'll add a few guys when we get over here. We should have in the neighborhood of 20 to 22 drivers when we get ready to drop the green on segment 2.
Okay, and when is segment 2 going to be popping off?
Well, that server is set to go. Let me see what time it is. That server's set to go in about 5 minutes. So you want to talk to some more drivers, grab them up, many as you want. Get them out of the pits, get them out of the team channels, talk to them about what's going on, and I'm going to go talk to the admins and make sure everything's set up.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to talk to our open winner. All right, let's see if we can't get a word in with Kobe. Kobe, you got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, man, congratulations on winning this open here. A solid march for you to the front, 2-tire stop to take the race lead. Tell me a little bit about this opening 35 laps.
I feel like we have a really good piece under us. I was kind of just testing a few things out before the next server goes up, but yeah, just did a 2 tire stop there. I actually failed to realize that we didn't count caution laps. I was like, oh, I'll just take 2, and then by the time I'll get back out, it'll probably be like 15, 16 to go. And then I realized, I was like, oh shit, like it's not counting caution laps. So I was a little bit in a predicament there for a quick second or two, but it actually worked out in the end. I'm not sure. I was leading, and then the yellow came out, and then passed the pace car, and then next thing you know, it scores me second for the guy that was running third. So it was very confusing on that part. But I was able to pick him off, and then I thought I was kind of in trouble there at the end. My tires were giving up, my left sides anyway, and it just got really loose and started to drift at the track a lot. But thankfully, the guy from second to third, they were racing each other pretty good. So yeah, it was a really good run. I think we have a really good piece under us going into this next server. Well, hopefully it turns out good.
All right, we saw a lot of guys charge forward here in the first 10 laps and then kind of fall back. How was the tire wear? How aggressive was it out there?
It just really depends. Like before we got that yellow, I was actually closing in on guys, and it felt like those guys beat up their stuff pretty good. And I felt like if we would have gone green flag and we were able to make it on field, I feel like I probably would have won by a good margin, just because my car was just really free. Like it was able to, rotate the corners when those guys couldn't, because their tire fall off was really bad. But it wasn't that bad for me. I mean, obviously they were late for me. It was really bad because I only had rights and no lefts. But I wasn't really sure on that call. I was like, well, I just see what happens here. I'm going to test this out and see if it's going to be any good for the next server or not. But it turned out really good. So yeah, I just got a good piece under me going into this next server. Got a couple, I think 2 of my True Speed guys are going to come over, so it's going to be good to have them as a teammate. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully everything turns out well.
All right, man, before we let you go though, shout out Sankeys. Anything else you need to add?
Just CSI, True Speed Motorsports, Chevy, obviously Casey, he's gonna come over here and probably tune on the setup a little bit. Maybe we'll see what happens. So yeah, I can't thank you guys for putting it on, this all-star show. It's gonna be pretty cool, so looking forward to it.
All right, man. Well, once again, nice job, and a good solid race out there for you to kick off this all-star event.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
That was Kobe picking up the race win. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? So with that being said, we are going to step away for just a moment as we switch over to our second server. No one go anywhere. Be back when we are in the new server.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are in a practice session. As our open drivers will now be joining our locked-in drivers. So far, we've added just a few more participants in tonight's All-Star event. Well, this is our second server. Our practice session is going to be about 10 minutes. We're already 7 minutes into this. Qualifying will be only for those members locked into stage 2 and 3. No transfer cars allowed to qualify. And then stage number 2, or segment number 2, is going to be a 35-lap segment. One required tire pit stop under green flag. Pits will close 2 laps prior to the end of stage 2, and all drivers who transfer stage 3 will be lined up to start stage 2 in. So, we do have one set of tires for this stage. It is another 35-lap segment. That will then lead us into our segment number 3, 20 laps. Letter E. For all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but final 20 laps is where the show is going to be. And we had a heck of a battle in the open. There was all kinds of fighting going on in the open series, or in the open segment. Saw cars 3 wide going into the corner. We saw cars rim riding all the way around. Who knows what we're going to get here in segment number 2. Right now we have 18 drivers in this session. We have 16 registered for the open. We got 18 now here for segment number 2.
You'll have the same number for the third segment as well.
Roger, I can't count that high.
Borrow a couple of the toes from somewhere. I know you lost a few, so.
What the heck's a toe?
Just saying.
Right?
Oh, we're going to go here probably in about, I would say 2.5 minutes. Probably about the 8-minute mark. We're going to advance this thing and we're going to go qualifying. Then you'll see some drivers get moved a row back. They had penalty points live at the end of the season. They will serve those in the All-Star race segment.
Criminals.
Well,
Criminals.
break rules. Bad things happen when you break the rules.
Uh-oh.
If you do see cars that get moved to the back, that means that they were involved in whatever the incident was, live on the track. Everybody goes.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to get out of here and go get ready to advance these guys and get them racing. Have fun up here. We'll see you guys at the end.
All right. Sounds good, Roger. There you had it from Roger himself. Roger is the man with the plan. Thank goodness, because I don't know what's going on. Anyways, how y'all doing? Make sure you are ready for this one, ready to cheer. Let me know who you're rooting for. Critique your favorite driver. Doing something wrong, or you think they could be doing something better. On the get up to the wall, that's where all the speed is. Get down low, defend that spot, whatever you got to do. These guys, drivers, they're not smart creatures. Yeah, smart ones are the ones that do not strap into the race car. All those crew chiefs. So as we wait for just the final few moments, everybody going to get in on the action. Here we go. Qualifying 5 minutes to get your best lap in. Already we got several cars on the track. The 24 Noah Bowman starting to roll out. Michael Evert beginning to roll out in the 08. Ryan Kamba one of the first drivers on the clock. Here we go. Starting to post our times. Cambo, first one on the board with a 30.41. Toby's Didam, who had the open win go his way. See what kind of qualifying time he can put in as the 36. Goes across the line. He's good enough for 8th. Casey Graves at the top with a 29.68, 29.89 by Garrett Boyd. Galen up in the second in the 94. Adam Vinny in a top 10 finds himself in 9th. Vinny coming around. Number 64 going to stay in 9th for the moment. Roger Wagner in the 31 coming to complete his time lap. And Wagner into 10th place. Ross Cato in 8th. Thomas Pradner getting ready to make his run. Sorry, Brandner. The 24 cycles around. And Bradner up in the 12th. Scott King, the only other car out on the speedway. He's done his laps. He is scored in a 14th. And so that is going to do it for our qualifying effort. And so with that being said, we're going to move into segment number 2, 35 laps with 1 required 4-tire pit stop. drivers are taking to the grid. Some of these guys are going to be shuffled back due to penalties, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. Casey Graves, Galen Gidman on the front row. Row number 2, Michael Larch and Kobe Stidham. Row 3, Garrett Boyd, Noah Bowman. Row 4, going to be Seth Wanstein and Ross Cato. Row 5, Adam Vinny and Roger Wagner. Row number 6, going to be Ryan Kamba and Thomas Brandner. Row 7, Brock Bigelow and Scott King. Row 8, Mike Forstner and Michael Everett. Row 9, Nick Cooper and Larry Moody. As the field begins to roll out, we're going to see some drop to the tail. Midwest Barbecue is in the house. How you doing? Good to see you. What part of the Midwest are you from? Asking for a friend. Cause I'm in the Midwest and I like barbecue. All right, so it looks like we have gotten everyone in their starting spots. Lights are out on the pace car, and it's heading up for pit road. The green flag is out. 35 laps. And out to the early lead, the 4 of Casey Graves. And the first lap going to go to the 4 of Graves. So we're well and truly underway. Meanwhile, back of the field is an absolute hornet's nest. 3 wide, several rows deep, lots of contact there, still more contact. Everyone fanning out. Midwest Barbecue out of Peculiar, Missouri. It is just a hop, skip, and a jump. I happen to live in Blue Springs, not too far away. As we're trying to get settled in here, going to be interesting when the drivers elect to come down pit road for the mandatory as we go 3 wide up off the corner. Tight racing gets it sorted. We stay green. That was close. Roger Wagner falling up back just a little bit. Casey Graves, our race leader. First 4 spots, well strung out. 48 of Michael Art, finding himself comfortably in 4th, has a gap back to Noah Bowman. Cato in the 12, taking a peek to the inside of Bowman. This is a battle for 5th place. Several cars trying to stack up behind him. 24 down in the inside with the crossover move. All these 4 cars all battling Noah Bowman in the 24 for 5th place. Man, we got a mess of them right here. Bowman falls to 10th very quickly. This knot of cars for in the battle of 5th place. Right now being held on by Ross Cato. Of Garrett Boyd in 6th. Seth Weinstein in the 5, currently in 7th. 8th, Brock Bigelow. 9th, Nick Cooper. And Bowman rounding out the top 10, but Adam Vinny trying to crack into the top 10. Vinny taking a peek to the inside. And down to 24 laps to go. Adam Vinny hard on the binders, trying to get that aggressive entry onto pit road for his mandatory 4-tire pit stop. Not going to work very well if he got caught speeding and had an unsafe pit entry. Meanwhile, Kobe starting to apply some pressure to Casey Graves. Ross Cato, Thomas Brandner, all making their way on the pit road. Ryan Kemba has been off track. So Kemba out of the race here early on. Adam Vinny made his pit stop. He's down in the way. Thomas Brandner, Ross Cato on to pit road as well. We're starting to get a 3-wide, 3-car battle for the race lead. Kobe down on the inside. Casey Graves on the outside. 22 laps to go. On pit road, Scott King on pit road as well. As we cycle through these, about 5 or 6 drivers have completed their mandatory green flag pit stop. Casey Graves continues to lead. Galen on the pit road. Noah Bowman. Mike Forstner on the pit road as well. So our pit stops are underway. So Casey Graves giving up about a second and a half per lap right now. Graves going to have to come down pit road before too long. Kobe in the 36 leads everybody who has completed the pit stop. Makes his way around Roger Wagner. Wagner has not been on pit road. Wagner in fourth. Roger Wagner currently in fourth, but falling back as he has not made his pit stop, does not have fresh tires. Now Nick Cooper on the pit road. Seth Wonstein, Garrett Boyd on the pit road. So Graves, Larch, Wagner have not hit pit lane just yet. Graves continues to lead. Stidham getting ready to track down race leader and unlap himself. Finally, Wagner, Larch, Graves on the pit road. Stidham going to cycle around to the race lead. It's a question of how big this lead will be for him. Down to 15 laps to go. Bigelow and Ebert got caught with speeding penalties. They're going to be trapped a lap down. And the 36 of Kobe Stidham has the race lead. Casey Graves trying to get up to speed. Graves went for a long run up out there on old tires, going to settle into ninth. But now he's going to have to try and make up some lost ground. Graves with some fresher tires than some of these guys. Graves on pit road on lap 20. Stidham on lap 14. Adam Vinny in the 64, finding himself in 5th place. Thomas Brander just ahead of him in 4th. Vinny in 5th, Brander in 4th, Ross Cato in 3rd. Cato in 3rd, Galen's in 2nd in the 94, and Stidham just ahead of him. And we're coming down to 11 laps to go. Down to 10 laps to go now. So far, the only car out of the race is Ryan Kamba, Brock Pivot, and Michael Ebert. With speeding penalties are the only cars not on the lead lap. Graves slowly making his way to the front once again, lost some ground as he stayed out for an extended time on old tires compared to everyone else. Great racing here in segment number 2. With an excellent call to pit road is our race leader. Seth Wanzing in 6th spot, trying to stay tight to Casey Graves, who has broke into the top 5. Graves looking for a few more with 7 laps to go. Biggest mover of this race, that is Nick Cooper in the 35. Cooper up 14 spots. Battle for the race lead. Getting very close. Aylin in the 94, tracking down the 36 of Kobe. These guys have a healthy advantage over third place Casey Graves. So Graves continues his march to the front of the field. Can Graves make it in 4 laps? It is a race against time for Graves. You can see first and second. Last time by, Graves turned a 31.06, Kobe a 31.57. This time, let's see, a 31.7 to a 31.2, so half a second gained here in the last few laps. Easy, trying to play this one. Kobe fending off the challenge from Galen. Did he burn up his tires in the process of doing that? 2 laps to go. Casey Graves sets his sights on Galen in the 94. Galen going to have to try and hold him off, but the time is running out here in segment number 2. Final lap. Kobe going to try and go 2 for 2 in segments so far. Into turn number 3. And off the corner, Kobe. As Galen under heavy pressure, Casey Graves making one last go at it. Kobe gonna win, Galen second, Casey Graves third, and Nick Cooper with a solid charge there as well. Cooper gonna bring it home in 4th. Kobe with the win. Now we move on to segment number 3. "20 laps, no required pit stops. A random draw for the invert is going to be set up and announced by race control to the field. Once the field rolls off, drivers will be put into their proper starting positions for the final segment. And we get the green flag and away we go. All right, so 2 segments done and over with. Kobe Stidham, 2 for 2 so far. So as our race control is getting things set up for our final 20 lap segment, let's see how this is going to play out. Like I said, it's just going to be an invert, the random draw. When I know, you'll know. Till then, it's all a mystery. I don't have the answer just yet. As we wait, let's go ahead and take a quick break. No one go anywhere. Back in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is a 10-car invert. We're going to extend the caution by 1 lap to get everyone into position. Well, here they go. They're beginning to roll out. And once the green flag comes out, or I should say they're going to extend this yellow flag just a little bit. We're going to get everyone into their spots. And then we are going to take off. 20-lap sprint to the end. One more time around, and everyone going to get in their spots. Here we go. Thomas Brandner, Adam Vinny on the front row. Ross Cato, Michael Larch, Garrett Boyd, Seth Wansing, Casey Graves, Nick Cooper, Galen Gidman, Kobe Stidham making up the first 5 rows. Here we go. Ryan Kemba still not out on track, so Kemba appears to be done for the night. 17 cars going for All-Star glory here in the 27th season All-Star event. Pace cars out of the way. Green flag is out, and here we go. Brandner in the 24 has the lead off of turn number 2. It's a mad dash down the backstretch, 4 wide at one point. Everyone's sailing it off into turn number 3. Casey Graves trying to make up some ground, was the fastest car at the end of segment 2. What can he do? With some fresh tires, can he get through the field? Can Kobe Stidham, who has swept both stages so far, got one more shot to complete the sweep? Brandner out in front, putting a gap on Adam Vinny. Vinny in second, third Michael Larch, and Seth Wansing in fourth. Halen drops down to the inside, trying to make a move on the 12 of Ross Cato. Has his nose out in front, but can he hold off the momentum that the outside creates? Lap sprint, everyone pedal to the metal. Fastest lap of the race just got turned by Michael Larch at a 30.14. Business is picking up. It is hot and heavy out there. Continues to lead. This is a heavy pace, and they hold on for 16 more laps. Tire fall off going to start happening here throughout the rest of this race. From here on out, that fall off going to be happening. Who can mitigate it the best? Attack by Larch. Larch settles in, so too does Seth. Seth in the 5, now taking a peek to the inside of the 48. Brandner. Ooh, in the 48, big wiggle coming off of turn 4. Maybe had a little bit of help from the 5, didn't quite see that one clear enough to tell. Regardless, the 48 lost momentum, and now Nick Cooper there to attack the 48. Here comes Cato in the 12. Here comes Gidman. 3 wide with Galen on the bottom. Wall brushing going on. Down to 13 laps to go. Top 4, for the most part, remains unchanged. However, the pressure that is being felt by the 4th place driver, that is starting to pick up. Wanseen slotting into second over Adam Vinny. Kobe up to sixth. Kobe in the 36 following Casey. Casey Graves following Kobe. Down to 10 laps to go. Brandner not giving up. Brandner holding on to this race lead, has had it from the drop of the hat. That's Wanseen trying to get there. Stidham trying to move into third, quickly running out of time, but he is moving through the field. Stidham now trying to go for second. Kobe putting on a show, trying to do the sweep. As Seth gets into the wall. That keeps it up top. We stay green, 7 laps to go. And Kobe Stidham finds himself in second place, chasing down Thomas Brandner. Larry Mooney in the 73, running around in 13th spot. Scott King right behind him. The number 18 finding himself in 14th. Michael Ebert and Mike Forstner, 15th and 16th. And Noah Bowman in 17th spot. Those drivers battling it out at the back of the field. Garrett Boyd in the 21 finds himself in 11th. Ron Bigelow is in 10th. Roger Wagner just inside the top 10, finding himself in 9th. Casey Graves not making too much progress forward here in this final segment. Graves sitting in 7th. Adam Vinny is 6th. Ross Cato 5th. Galen Gidman in 4th. 3rd goes to Nick Cooper. Thomas Brandner now moves into 2nd. Kobe Stidham is your race leader with 4 laps to go. Brandner really starting to feel some pressure as Cooper now is all over his back bumper. Cooper taking a move to the inside, and Cooper going to take over. Now down to 2 laps to go. Kobe Stidham has this field in check. Coming around to take the checkered flag one more time around this one. Going to be an all-star event for the books as he is trying to pull off the sweep. Kobe Stidham off of turn number 2. Through turns 3 and 4. And for the final time here tonight, Kobe Stidham going to complete the sweep and picks up the all-star win. All 3 events or segments just for him. Take a look at the rest of our results. Nick Cooper bringing it home in second place. Third, Galen Gidman. Fourth, Ross Cato. Fifth, Adam Vinny. Sixth goes to Casey Graves. Thomas Brandner finishing in seventh. Eighth is Brock Bigelow. Seth Wansing in ninth. Michael Larch 10th. Roger Wagner in 11th. 12th goes to Garrett Boyd. Scott King 13th. 14th, Michael Ebert. Mike Forstner in 15th. 16th, Larry Moody. 17th, Noah Bowman. And Ryan Kamba finishing in 18th spot here tonight. So with that being said, let's get on into our post-race show. Let's start it off by talking to driver who sweeps all 3 segments. Kobe, congratulations. A heck of a performance here tonight.
Yeah, I honestly thought I was probably a sitting duck there at the end. I seen the 35. He was marching his way through the field. But he, I think he said he used his tires up like he said, but yeah, it was actually really good. I thought, good race. I mean, I think probably a little bit too short maybe, but I had fun. Like I said, I kind of just, saved my tires there early. I thought I was in trouble once I got the lead at lap 15. I was like, man, I'm in trouble because I'm pushing already. And but it was a good race. Wish we could have got at least, Graves into 5th there, but he made an adjustment there on his car on air pressure that said it wasn't the right call. But yeah, I had fun. All 3 stages of this.
Well, man, nice job out there on getting all 3 stages. Shout out, thank yous. Anything you need to add for this outstanding racing event here tonight?
Just CSI, True Speed Motorsports, Chevy, and obviously everybody that makes you guys do this. True Southern Florida Living, Beef O'Brady's, Edmond Trophy and Award, Scott King Design, Digital Sim Sports Network, Dirt Racing Network, and admin, team, Larry, he does a good job. Mike Forstner, Scott King, Garrett. I mean, everybody who makes this league happen. Obviously, glad to be a part of it, and excited for the next season. I think the next season with a little bit of adjustments that they're going to do to the series, I think it's going to be even better. So looking forward to it. Honestly, can't wait to get back, here and start another season with you guys. I had a lot of fun. Had a few wins, both series, trucks and this. So super proud of myself, and obviously super proud of Casey, Nick. Casey's, I don't think his setups didn't miss at all throughout the whole season. So shout out for him for doing that. We'll see if we can't come back next season and be stronger.
All right, man. Well, once again, nice job. A solid night of racing for you. Congratulations on the sweep and the overall win. Nice job out there.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, now let's move on to our second place finisher. That is the driver of the 35. That is none other than Nick Cooper. Nick, congratulations on second place. Heck of a battle out there all night long, all 3 segments.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. Just these shorter segments I'm not very good at, but it was fun nonetheless.
Well, man, tell me a little bit about that final segment. How much of a sprint was it for you? How much were you holding back and bringing it home in second in the final few laps?
I held back, but I didn't do it enough.
Didn't do it enough. Well, if you had to go back, how much more would you have done? Waited a lap or two or what?
I should have probably waited 5 more laps to go, I think.
Gotcha. Well, man, a solid finish for you either way. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything you'd like to add?
I just got to thank all the sponsors that make this possible. True Southern, Florida Living, Beautiful Brady's, Edmund Trophy and Awards, Scott King Designs, Digital Simsports Network, and all the admin, Tim, Larry, Mike, Scott King, and Garrett Boyd.
All right, Nick. Well, once again, congratulations on second place. Nice job. All right, now let's move on to our third and final podium finisher. That is none other than Galen. Galen, congratulations on third place at 94. Put on a heck of a show out there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I just consistently, top 2 or 3 car all night, but I don't know. I'm not sure what I needed, just a little bit more to win. Everybody was pretty equal tonight.
Well, man, that 94 was constantly up front, and this final 20-lap sprint looked like you really had it dialed in. Tell us a little bit about this 20-lap sprint.
Yeah, so I got second in the first heat, which inverted me to 9. And the balance was, I would say, pretty neutral, but I knew I was going to need something, so I loosened it up just a little bit for the last 20 laps, and that ended up being a good call. I mean, it was a little free, but the track was a little grippier too. And I can't say the car didn't do anything I needed it to do. I think the 35 car just got through traffic a little better. Had we both got to the front at the same time, it would have been fun to see. I think we were relatively even. It would have been fun to race him, but by the time I got kind of clear of the mess, he was way out there, and just nothing I could do with so few laps left.
All right, man. Well, great run for you no matter what. Bringing it home in third place in this all-star event. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything else you'd like to add?
Man, I really enjoyed driving this car all year for True Southern Florida Living. I hope they enjoyed it as much as I did. It was fun to have some good runs this season with their colors on the hood. Also, Beef of Brady's, Edmund Trophy and Awards, Scott King Designs, Digital Simsport, Dirt Racing Network, all the admin guys, Larry, Mike, Scott, Garrett, obviously Roger for everything he does to put this together. I'll be back out here and do it again next year. Thank you for broadcasting.
All right, you're welcome, man. Once again, nice job on bringing it home in third place.
Appreciate it.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our podium finishing drivers all getting what amounts to an all-star finish, because holy cow, was this one spectacular. So thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Hope you all enjoyed the show. I'm wondering if Roger is going to join us here. Let me see if he has any closing remarks. Roger, before I let everyone go, closing remarks.
I think it was a great event. The guys had a lot of fun. There was some great racing. The invert, as you saw, did not make a difference to Kobe Stidham. He is just an amazing driver. Congratulations to him for winning it. I gotta real quick. I gotta go through. I gotta thank everybody really fast, just because of all the sponsors that help us make this go. Fitz's Automotive, Midwest Barbecue Equipment, Edmund Trophy, Scott King Designs, DSSN, DRN, all the admins, Larry, Mike, Scott, Garrett, that helped make this thing go. Without these guys, I can't do this. We also need to make sure that we let everybody at Timber Creek Homes, True Southern Florida Living, Beef O'Brady's, all those guys know that we appreciate everything that they do for us, keeping this thing going. The guys are excited to get back to next season, and we start next Tuesday night. So, like, share, and follow if you're on Facebook. Subscribe if you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo. you'll know every time we go live. 3 nights a week, the best racing on the sim anywhere. Doesn't matter where you're watching. If you're not watching here, you're not watching top quality. Thank you, KR, for coming in and stepping into my seat to do this show so I could go out there and have a little bit of fun. And it was fun.
Well, man, always a pleasure to get to do this with you, for you, and all that good stuff.
All right, man. We'll get together about the race car stuff here in a week or two.
Sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Roger Wagner, thank you for saying all that you did, man.
Appreciate it. Good night, everybody.
There you go. Roger Wagner signing out, and that's going to do it for me as well. Hope you all enjoyed the racing, and until next time, y'all stay safe. Have a good night.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.